Very good evening to everyone. Welcome to Global Online. Here we are back with our preparation for NTA UGC NET Paper 1, that is 2022 batch, wherein we are taking crash course series right now. And basically in this series, this particular week, we had completed higher education concept-wise. So the unit which we are looking into is higher education system. And the topic for today's session, which we are going to take is value education and environmental education, along with certain schemes. Also we'll be discussing certain schemes also. So before we go ahead, yes, Global Online for UGC NET 2022 has brought up a crash course preparation for paper 1, which will be consisting of daily live lectures, notes on all the topics, that is PDF notes or revision notes, you can call them, last 10 years question papers with the answers, and test series which will be comprising of more than 2500 MCQs. So all this is available at Global Online app also, as well as it is available, you can ping us on the WhatsApp number. The fees for paper 1 is 3500. The crash course of paper 1, new crash course, which is going to start from 27th of June. If you are going on a Global Online app, you can go to the Google Play Store. You can download the Global Online app. You have to register yourself with the mobile number. And once you have registered, they will be giving you an interface with the courses. So if you select course 1, that is paper 1 course, once you have done the payment, this is the interface which you will be getting. You will be getting various folders with the units as per the units wise. Every folder consists of theory classes, MCQ lectures, notes, mock tests, and evaluation test. As we have doing theory concepts, so I have not added evaluation test. Otherwise, in MCQ lectures, you get evaluation test on daily basis for your practice. Not only this, for paper 2 also, for paper 2, notes and MCQs are available, and the subjects are listed for the paper 2. These are the following subjects, and what we provide in this is notes and MCQs, which is for rupees 1500. Any query, any concern, you can please WhatsApp us on the given number. So now let's go ahead with our topic. So as we are talking about higher education system, so the total number of marks allotted this particular unit is 10. That is 5 questions you get on this unit, and every question carries 2 marks. So in total, you have 10 marks. The syllabus, which we have almost covered everything: institutions of higher learning, evolution of higher learning, oriental, conventional, and non-conventional. I have taken a CRIPS understanding of all the topics: professional, technical, and skill-based education. Value education I'm doing today, and the policies, governance, and administration with respect to the current affairs, I did it on Monday. So basically this all 6 days we have focused on this unit. So if you want to go with a quick revision, you can go. In case if you have not watched those videos, you can watch it and you can revise. After watching the video, you can revise it and recall this unit for, as in revision for your upcoming examination. So let's start with the topic, that is value education and environmental education. So in this recent 3 cycles, we have seen definitely there is a question on value or environmental. So 2 marks are allotted. So you have to be, you need to know the concepts and you have to be prepared. So basically, value education is nothing but inculcating in children a sense of humanism, humanity, you can say, a deep concern for the well-being of others and the nation. So basically, it emphasizes more on humanity. We need to teach values for the of the culture and the society to the students. We need to help them to distinguish between right and wrong, conscience of youngsters, the traditions of the society to be continued, meaningful practices and beliefs, as well as need to connect with every human being in the right way. So these are the necessary things which, because for or due to which or for which we need to definitely ensure that the value education is given to the students. Objectives of value education. Okay, this is why we think we have to give this education, but what is the outcome of that? So basically, to ensure that there is a overall development of the personality of the child is happening. So overall, when I say, it is not only physical but mental, emotional, as well as spiritual, means it takes into consideration all aspects. So mostly for this question, this is, though it is higher education question, but this is clubbed with teaching aptitude, and they say that, okay, they say what is needed in the child, or what is teacher expected to bring out of the child. That is overall development, which consists of all the aspects. Yes, inculcation of etiquettes and manners to become a responsible citizen, to develop the society, to inculcate a spirit of national integration, a democratic way of thinking, tolerance, patience, developing a sense of brotherhood with the help of national and at national international levels, ensuring that they need to have a faith in their powers in order to control the human life as an universe, and enabling the children to take a moral decision. So basically from here you will not get direct questions, a statement wise questions and in a different form. So this is we have basically we can definitely have this particular thing as a statement question. So one question is expected about the development, otherwise rest of the things are very common. Now, the type of values which are seen, that is innate values and acquired values. So when we talk about innate values, they are, inborn divine virtues like peace, happiness, mercy, compassion, in the form of respect, humility. So this is what, need to keep in mind the examples. So respect, humility, tolerance, responsibility, cooperation, honesty, and simplicity. So they are inborn. I mean to say you have this as an inborn value within individual, whereas when we say acquired values, it is adopted. So just keep this keyword in mind. Innate values is something which is inborn, acquired values which are something which are adopted. So it talks about I mean to say adoption from where, from definitely the place of birth or the place of growth. I mean these are the two factors through which a person can be influenced, that is the environment. So the dress, I mean to say customs, traditions, habits, tendency, these all impact, have an impact on the mind of the child. So these two innate values, that is inborn values, and acquired values, that is one which is external or which is adopted. So there are two type of values. Okay. Now, apart from this, there are different categories also, which is divided as personal values, social values. From as the following, you can get this, you can expect a question: political, economic, and religious. So when we say personal values, it is basically the personalized attitude, belief, and action, such as honesty, responsibility, loyalty, truthfulness. These are a part of what? These are the part of personal values. Social values, it talks about equality, justice, freedom, national pride, the society related. Political values, it talks about the ideologies, that is political ideologies, you can say, democracy, welfare, civic responsibility. When we talk about economic values, it is more concerned with the monetary aspect, you can say. Okay. Monetary aspect in the form of what? In the form of taxes, balance of supply, demand, and all those things. And then we have religious values, which talks about beliefs, spirituality, in nature. So yes. So now what are the factors? Now, yes, here, see this here direct questions you may get, but it is not that important. So NTA may not include this part, but you should know about the values. But yes, from here, they can frame any questions for your question paper. So socialization, it means making a child aware. Moral judgment, it means, making, helping to think or to take the decision properly. Moral feelings, where, the belief can be incorporated or inculcated. Empathy, that is the situation the person needs to, be into the person's situation to understand. Confidence and knowledge, which helps in believing oneself, or making oneself responsible and capable. So these are the factors which influences values. Now approaches. Now here, yes, this part is also, see, there are two types and there are two approaches. Types we studied, innate and external, and approaches, there are two approaches, integrated and circular. So when we talk about integrated approaches, so let's have in detail understanding about what is integrated approaches. So integrated approaches, basically what does it indicates? It is a type of indirect approach which is adopted by many schools. In this approach, what happens is that values are integrated. It means they are unified and taught with the help of activities or subjects, you can say, like for example, physical education, which helps to impart the value of health, strength, agility, and grace. When we talk about sports, sports helps to give, the, like individually, if we take individually subjects, so like in which subject which values are, help to like imparted. So when we talk about sports, leadership, you can say acceptance of failure, victory, courage. So these are the type of values which comes as a what integrated approach. If it is a work experience, the skills, the avoiding wastage, creativity, living in harmony. When we talk about social studies, it talks about courage, patriotism, citizenship, hard work, diligence. It makes, definitely it makes use of leisure periods, reading books, organizing the discussions or debates. Further, it is expected to use the incident method for relating the student's life to various events which takes place in the surrounding. And then celebration, that is you can say even the social setting in the form of celebration of festivals or other occasions to impart values, like considering all the religion, custom, tradition, one and the same, equally given importance to all. So these can be done with the help of what such information knowledge can be spread with the help of integrated approach. Now circular is a direct approach where it is with the help of via textbook methods or via your lessons, you try to you try to impart the value. So this is basically syllabus. Circular is basically syllabus oriented. Integrated is with the help of various activities. So this is what we have in value. Now at the end, we have to see the role of teacher in inculcating the value. So what exactly the teacher need to do is the teacher needs to act as an agent in order to in order to stimulate, provoke, or sensitize the learners with the reference to values in the situation. Learners need to actively participate in all the activities so as they understand the practical way of implementing these values, exposing the students to beauty of nature, work of art, or moral sensibility. So integrating them, then creating the atmosphere of trust, love, cooperation, so that they understand what these terms means, and then rightly, I mean to say, to possess right qualities in the minds and hearts. So that is basically, you can say, by knowledge, curiosity, or you can say by humanity or honesty. Sorry. So this is all what this is the way in which teacher's role is expected more. So here also, as such, no direct question will come, but in the statement form they can put you the question where you need to identify that, okay, whether the teacher role is what, or it is limited to what, or it's exhibited to what. Okay. Then yes, I mean to say, apart from this, they have the social philosophy, ethics in the standard of teaching, obligations to be followed. So this will help the acceptance of norms in the students. Then yes, training to be given in order to ensure that the things are appropriately happening, or they are given in a proper, or they are imparted in a proper way. Nationalistic feeling should be developed. Awareness regarding the environment should be also created along with the rest of the awareness, and equal importance should be given to everyone. That is, equality should be preached. So this is what basically the role of teacher is when they are imparting the values. Now, the next topic which we have is environmental education. So in environmental education, I have done one very specific topic which I have included in the second MCQ cycle. The reason to not take that topic is I wanted to take some schemes over here. So I have not repeated that. So you can just refer to the second cycle, one of the, that is environmental awareness, environmental attitude. There was a question on that, so that topic I have added, so students can just go through it once without fail, because there was a question on that topic. So yes, environment is nothing but the one which is surrounding, we can call it as a surrounding, derived from the French word envir. So it is one of the complex variable, because definitely there are a lot of factors which influence the relationship between human and environment. So it is very important that it is a part of our life and has to be understood very well. So the need to or the objective, sorry, of environmental education is to make sure that the students understand the importance of environment. Students understand the interaction between the environment and human. Awareness towards towards, or the efforts which we take in order to protect the environment. to build the skills, I mean to say, in order to tackle the problems of environment, bring out the solution, problem solution things, and yes, and live in harmony. So that is what, in order to make a better place to live in, it is very important that we need to create the awareness among the students with respect to environmental education, which is very, very important, especially after global warming. We understand that what is the situation, and in order to have a sustainable development, which we are talking about, targeting about, it is not only the work of any one generation, but ensuring that the present as well as the coming generation should make sure that they are taking proper precaution and care in order to have a sustainable environment. That's the reason it is a part of the education. So if I emphasize the main objectives at secondary level, that is to develop a scientific attitude of the student, ensure the principles and practices are properly implemented, phenomena is well acquainted, as well as there is there are different like for example, there's emphasis is done on different disciplines of science. So this is basically to give importance to what environment, and students need to be aware of that. So whether it is a primary level or secondary level, importance is that the students should be aware of the environmental thing. Awareness should be there with respect to environmental education. Now, there are different schemes which I have taken. So yes, some or other questions are definitely there. So they are a part of higher education, which I have not taken in this last week. So I thought I'll incorporate it in this class so that you all are aware about it. So starting with Sankalp, we have studied many questions on this, 2-3 questions. So we have done definitely. So it is skill acquisition and knowledge awareness for livelihood promotion. It is basically and to strengthen the institutional mechanism for skill development and increase the access to quality relevant training for the youths, which was launched on 19th of Jan 2018 and has a 6-year implementation period that is up to March 2023. So this keep in mind when it was launched and till what it has an implementation period. It aims on the challenges definitely in order to with respect to skill development, which should be market relevant, which should be definitely market required. So 4 key areas has been identified, that is institutional strengthening at state level, district level, as well as the central level, quality assurance of the programs, then population, that is development with basics to skill development programs, we can say. The next one you have is the expanding of the skills with the help of that is public and private partnership. Then next one we have is Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. Okay, that is self, you can say self-dependent, you can, that is self-independent, sorry, not dependent, self-reliant, you can say. So Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan is a mission which was started by Government of India on 13th of May 2020 towards a self-reliant, towards making India self-reliant. So it has 5 components which you should very well aware of. One is economy, infrastructure, system, vibrant demography, and demand. So these are 5 components which are found in Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. The Ministry of Tribal Affairs. Now, please remember, this is very important because nowadays this one pattern is seen. Which scheme comes under which ministry also was the question given in your net examination. So it comes under Ministry of Tribal Affairs, who has been actively pursuing the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan for the projects and policy to promote self-sustainability and generating, self-generation for the tribal community. So basically it is focusing the tribal community. Then Pradhan Mantri Yuva Yojana, that is called as Yuva Uddhamita Vikas Abhiyan. It's a centrally sponsored scheme on entrepreneurship, training and development under the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, started on 9th of November 2016 with an objective to educate, about the stages of entrepreneur, to ensure that there are, the entrepreneurs connect, is enabling the networks of peers, mentors, funds, and business services, support the entrepreneurs with the help of entrepreneurship hubs, and catalyze a culture, that is shift or encourage a culture of entrepreneurship. So Pradhan Mantri Yuva, it means the young generation. Okay, so this is basically for a skill development itself. Then Pradhan Mantri Kushal Vikas Yojana, that is which was started in 2015, implemented by National Skill Development Corporation with an skill certification scheme. Basically, industry relevant training could be given so that it will help the students to earn, a better livelihood. So this comprises of, or it includes preparing a student for industry specific skills, which comprises of components including short term training or, prior learning, you can say, or special product projects. Then what are these components and how they are highlighted? So here, like for short term training, it's to get trained, assessed and certified. Prior learning, that is, a platform to be assessed and certified. Special projects, that is to work or to, train them on the special project, like and the premises of government or corporate bodies. Kaushal and Rozgar Mela, that is, which is the one which Mela, it's fair, which is organized 6 months, by the training partner so that the students gets place. Placement assistance, yes, the candidate who does better and who shows the positive signs will definitely get the employment opportunities. Continuous monitoring is nothing but, it's like to ensure that training centers, are maintained with high standards of quality. Standardized branding and communication, so that is, the training centers need to brand their centers with and to conduct, promotional activities. So this is how it is taken. Then next is the scheme. So this is basically all the schemes which I have, focused on. It is from the reference of skills. Okay, so next which we have is higher education youth in apprenticeship and skills. That is Shreyas, which was started in 2019, a central government scheme for providing apprenticeship opportunities to the general graduates and the national apprenticeship promotional schemes. So this programs aims to enhance the employability of Indian youth by providing the on-the-job work exposure and earning as in stipend. So it is like your stipend is nothing but a nominal amount which has been paid to the youth for, for this training. So what are the objectives over here? So to ensure that the employability is introduced into the learning process of higher education system. There is a functional link between education and industry. On a sustainable basis. So that is, in order to have a sustainability, there is a link so that what has been, taught is been linked with the industry to provide skills which are in demand to the students in a dynamic manner. That is in a very, I mean to say, in a very, with the change atmosphere, that is a dynamism, which talks about the present situation, to establish an earn while you learn system in higher education, which was basically to, pull the students towards the higher education and tell them that yes, while they learn they can earn. So that was again, with the respect to increase improving the enrollment ratio, also securing good quality of manpower, just to link the student community with the employment facility efforts of the government. Then we have next is Uddhyan Scheme. So this is a special industry initiative which was taken in the year 2011-12 for the specially for the state of Jammu Kashmir under the Ministry of Affairs, Home Affairs, implemented by National Skill Development Corporation. So basically this scheme was initiative by the government only, and focusing on the educated youths of who had a graduate, postgraduate or 3 years diploma holders in engineering, and specifically from employability point of view. So the scheme was to build the capacity of the youth through the skill development in order to corporate in the corporate of India, to the best of corporate in India. And this was basically to ensure that they are providing corporate sector in India access to the talent. So there is no, I mean to say, no corporate or no talent should be deprived of each other. And that's what the objective was, to provide exposure to the graduates and postgraduates, to provide corporate India with exposure to the rich talent, or the pool which is available in the state. So this is basically was, the objective of the scheme. Then we have is Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, which was started in 11th of November 2014. Again, an initiative to the group dedicated faculty members of IIT, that is Delhi. So objectives was definitely to ensure that there is, that relevant training with respect to the needs, especially for those of rural areas, to re-emphasize the reaction, or for the societal objectives, to stress on reporting and developing new professions, to provide rural India a resource with academic excellence, especially in the field of science, engineering, and technology and management, to develop or to improve the outcomes with the help of research, and to ensure that there is a sustainability and the outcome is definitely what is being intended, and having a larger community on science, society, and environment with a sense of dignity and collective destiny. So if you see basically yes, just a minute. If you see basically whatever we are studying, see, some or other questions were definitely there, but you have to be very on skill development. Yes, this Sankalp question was there. When we talk about Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, yet there is no question, but components you can get a question. Pradhan Mantri Yojana, what are the objectives, or when this Abhiyan was started, or Yojana was started, there's a scheme. Kaushalya Vikas Yojana, again, why, what was the reason? Then what are the components which we did, especially apprenticeship we did, Uddhyan Scheme we did, and Unnat Bharat Abhiyan we did. So if you see this all, they are basically the schemes which are promoted under higher education. So one or other question can be expected. So at least you should be aware with the objectives of the scheme. Not in detail, you can cut short, filter it, and keep yourself noted with, okay, this is a scheme and this works for this particular area. So next one which we have is Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya National Mission, which was launched on 25th of December 2014, basically on teachers and teaching. The improved quality of education was to be the main intention over here, according to this understanding that teachers are the backbone of education system. So basically here it was related to higher education, technical education, international practices, to strengthen the education, not only school but also the academic education, leadership, the management education, including various disciplines, and to ensure that the teachers are trained, they are retrained, they are that the training, retraining, refresh courses, orientation, pedagogical skills are all taken into consideration, as per the quality improvement. Then RUSA, yes, RUSA we have done lot amount of time. RUSA, that is Rashtriya Uchchatar Abhiyan, Shiksha Abhiyan, in order to improve the access, equity, and quality. And it helps in ensuring that the quality of higher education is improved with the proper planning and monitoring. So under RUSA, the eligibility for the fund, if it is general category, it's 60-40, and if it is a special category, it is 90-10, that is the ratio, and if it is a union territory, it is 100%. So yes, the objectives is nothing but improvement of standards, affiliation, academic and examination systems to be in place, promoting the capability with respect to you can say is levels of employment, okay, creating you can say higher education to promote research, expanding the institutional base, by establishing the new achievements or higher achievements, regional imbalances also, and definitely giving an opportunities to promote women, backward classes, as well as you can say minority and disabled persons. So this was basically the aim or intention of RUSA. But RUSA's questions were more on first of all, secondary education, that is under Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha Abhiyan, higher education under Uchchatar Abhiyan, and elementary education under Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan. So there was a question on this. And then we have is the Niti Aayog, that is National Institution for Transforming India. There is a question on Niti Aayog with reference to which was launched on 1st of Jan 2015 with an objective of active involvement of the states, as well as economic strategy and policy. But Niti Ayog, there are not that detailed questions, but yes, you need to keep at least understanding what it is for when it started. So that is, it is also called as a think tank. So yes, this is very important. Think tank, basically, providing the long-term policies and programs to the government of India. Yes, now let's see one by one what exactly the Niti Ayog is for. So, as I said, it is basically a policy and long-term policy and program framework, which has a collaboration of national and international experts. Good governance policies are maintained for sustainability. No doubt, it has strengthened the probability to evaluate the programs or to implement the initiatives, upgradation from viewpoint of capacity building. And yes, it has definitely various national agenda also, as and when, which are mentioned in the objectives. Then we have a scheme that, sorry, we have a portal, that is Vidya Lakshmi. So it is a portal which was launched by government of India on 15th of August 2015. So basically, this is a it's a kind of website providing a single window for the students in order to make application for educational loans. So this is, the portal has been developed by NSDL, that is e-governance infrastructure limited, under the Ministry of Finance, Department of Higher Education, that is Ministry of Human Resource and Indian Association Bank, just to ensure or to reduce the burden of what the students provide going for higher education with respect to finance. So this portal offers, schemes, a common educational loan application, which you can be applied to the multiple banks. Students can, download the application, process with the application, do the necessary formalities, view the status of their application, what exactly is the process. And yes, then link it with their scholarship form, which is basically everything is taken care online. But yes, it is one of the facility provided by the government for the students who are willing to learn, but have concerns with their finance. Okay, then we have leadership program for academics, leadership for academics program, which is one of the flagship program under the Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya National Mission for teachers training. So this is basically to assume for the leadership roles in academics with respect to the senior faculty, deans, head of the department, or the governance as well as academic institutions. Next one we have is Yukti, that is Young India Combating COVID with Knowledge, Technology and Innovation. So basically this was under the project or the pandemic situation that is launched on 12th April 2020, with the research, efforts on initiative efforts and research work, which decided to collaborate, provide this initiatives for those who were affected by the pandemic situation. So the academic institutions, you say, the students, you say. So it helped to overcome the challenges and to take the situation ahead, or not to come into the stagnant phase. So this was not only helpful for the institution but also for the students and also for the faculty members. Okay, so this is, see, as such there are no detailed questions, but as we know, anything can come from anywhere. Okay, so yes, that's all for the day. On Monday we will be having a new unit. You will be getting well in advance and information which unit we are going to start. Meanwhile, start preparing yourself well, revise yourself with the proper details, and ensure that you're not wasting the time. Every minute of your time has been utilized. Thank you, everyone.